Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel, Lovey with Nee. I'm your girl Nee, and if you haven't already, hit that red subscribe button. Also ring the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And y'all, they have finally released the cast of season 8 of Love Is Blind. So I'm here today so we can chit chat and talk all about it. So grab your popcorn, get your little drinky drink, and let's get right into it. I'm coming to y'all in my rawest form, okay? I have not one piece of makeup on, and I have a sty on my eye. That's why I have on my glasses. And I got bumps everywhere. Look, I'm doing what I can with what I got, all right? It's been a long week. But we're not talking about me. Okay, we're not talking about me. We talk about this cast of season 8 of Love Is Blind, and this season is being shot in Minneapolis. And I'm gonna be very honest, I know nothing, not one thing about Minneapolis. So this will be very new for me. I'm sure it'll be new for a lot of people. So if you have any information on Minneapolis and what it's about, if I'm even saying it right, just drop down in the comments and let me know like what we should expect when watching this season. And so, like I said in my intro, they have released the cast and the cast pictures, so along with their bios too. So we're about to get into all their ages, what they do, and all that good stuff, and talk about this cast for this season. I do have my computer like right here, so if you see me looking off, it's just because I'm looking at the computer to make sure I'm talking about the right person and all this, that, and the other. And with that being said, y'all, we're going to get into the cast. I'm doing something a little different. We're gonna start off with the men first. We're gonna start off with the guys. I've kind of skimmed and scanned a little bit, but really this is kind of like my first time like sitting and analyzing. We're gonna talk about their fashions. We're gonna talk about their bio, and we're just gonna chit chat. We're gonna chit chat, okay? So starting off with the first guy, his name is Adam, and Adam is 33. And he is a fashion director slash co-owner. Not really sure what that really means, but that's what it is. He's also a Leo, and it says that by the time Adam was 13 years old, he'd already traveled to 6 continents. Okay, that's pretty cool. But this globetrotter believes the right person believes the right person should make even trips to the grocery store feel like an adventure. I like that because my husband and I, that's one of the things that we do to spend quality time together is we go grocery shopping. So, and we always have a good time. So I definitely agree with that. When it comes to dating, Adam has been losing hope after swiping away for the past few years, especially as the pool has dwindled. Everyone here meets their person when they're like 22, he says. All of a sudden you're 26 and there's no single people anymore. But while most of his peers were settling down, Adam was busy growing his men's clothing business from one tiny location to 6 stores across the country. He may have yet to select a mate, but at least he'll have no problems picking out his wedding outfit. Okay, Adam? All right, Adam, at a glance, I mean, he's okay. For him to be a fashion designer, though, or in the fashion industry, I'm not overly impressed with what he has on, but that just might be his swag. Just kind of relaxed look. So that's Adam. Okay, Adam. I'm really impressed that he has stores over 6 locations, and I want to know like what his store is and like what they sell. So hey, we'll see what Adam is about. All right, moving on to okay, Alex. Okay, so here's Alex, and okay, Alex. Alex is 29. He's a commercial real estate broker. He's a Taurus. And Alex may know how to ride a unicycle, though after some time in the pods, he's hoping to pedal a bicycle built for 2. But that's not his only special skill. This former high school music teacher plays a guitar, piano, bass, drums, violin, clarinet, and more. Ideally, Alex's partner won't mind a bit of noise since he's got plenty of instruments to practice, and he's also been known to snore. I can't help it, he says, so please forgive me if he meets an adventurous and slightly nerdy woman who can overlook that potentially aggravating habit. He'll have no problem putting his dating days to bed. Okay. Adam. No, this is not Adam. This is Alex. Oh, Lord, I'm going to get them mixed up. Okay, so I really don't have anything to say about Alex. My husband makes a lot of noise, so you definitely have to get a special person who's going to put up with that. And snoring. Do you have sleep apnea? Is it a problem, or do you just snore? So, like, let's make sure we're keeping our health in check. But all in all, I mean, He looks like an Alex. All right, so next up we have Andrew. And what's up with all these A names? Like, we got Alex, we got Adam, now we got Andrew. But Andrew, he's nice looking. Okay, he's dressed well. Okay, I wonder if there's something in the water. Like, is there something in the water in Minneapolis? Because I don't know. Anyways, Andrew's 27. He is a realtor and he's a Cancer. He says, heading into the pods, intellectually curious, Andrew is ready to go deep. I'm someone who is constantly searching for answers to not always the simplest questions. He says, I'm looking for someone who is willing to go on that journey. But cerebral explorations aren't the only adventures this former Army helicopter mechanic is interested in. For Andrew, the frigid temperatures are the hardest part about dating in Minneapolis, making romantic nature walks out of the question. Instead, he prefers to take dates to the dance floor, and while having 2 left feet isn't necessarily a deal breaker, a potential partner who asks him to sacrifice his faith would definitely send him whirling away in the opposite direction. The people who write these bios are doing the most and trying to make all these these puns with what they're interested in. It's cute, but y'all are doing the most. Okay, so here's Andrew. He says his faith is very important to him and he wants somebody who's gonna get on the dance floor with him. Nothing wrong with that. So let's move on to our next pod, or do we say participant or cast member? Okay, so this is Ben. Ben's pretty cute. Okay, all right, now Ben, I don't like the black shoes with what, since you have a brown I don't know, these fashions. Is this how they dress in Minneapolis? I don't know. Okay, so Ben, he's a developer. Developer of what? What are we developing? He's 28. He's a Libra. Ben's competitive nature serves him well in his intramural kickball league, but he's yet to bring home a championship. Okay. Oh man, I'm getting tongue-tied. All right, so Ben's competitive nature serves him well in his intramural kickball league, but he's yet to bring home a championship title in the game of love. A team player on and off the field, Ben says he can always sense when someone's feeling left out. I have kind of a sixth sense for that and love to just bring people in and make them feel included, he says. If Ben meets a woman who can match his energy and lead with vulnerability in the pods, he won't hesitate to draft her as a partner in life. And if she has a competitive streak of her own and complements his outgoing and playful personality, then it just might be a win-win. Okay. All right, Ben. Moving on to Benji. Okay, so now that I'm thinking about it, are they doing this in alphabetical order with the names? Maybe that's why I just felt like there was just too many A names, because they were doing alphabetical order. Anyways, moving along. So here's Benji. All right. Benji looked like he just rolled out of bed and said, let me find a good shirt and some slacks. Benji just threw it on, literally. All right, so anyways, Benji is 26. He's an entrepreneur and a realtor. Okay, so this is what, like the second realtor we've had? Maybe the third at this point. It's kind of hard for me to keep track reading like I'm reading. I need a chart. I need to make a flow sheet so I can keep all this in order. But anyways, he's an Aquarius. Digital nomad Benji hasn't lived in the same place for the last 7 years. Though he's the youngest single entering the pods, he's committed to settling down with someone special who also doesn't mind globetrotting from time to time. I'm a huge traveler and I see a lot of that in our future, he says. As for his dream partner, Benji's looking for her to check every possible box. He wants to connect with someone who's spontaneous but can also plan, and someone who pushes him out of his comfort zone but also make him feel comfortable. That's okay, Benji. All right. Only time will tell if the total package is waiting from him on the other side of the glowing wall. All right, so him being 6 kind of puts up like a red flag for me, because the only other person that I remember being 26 was Hannah, and we saw how that turned out. So hopefully he's a little bit more mature, more mature than Hannah, and is really ready to settle down. So we'll see how that goes. Benji. All right, I like the name Benji too. All right, moving on to our next guy. His name is Brad, and here's Brad. He also looks like he just woke up and threw that on. All right, Brad's 35. Okay, he's a little bit older. He's a dentist and he's a Sagittarius. In the pod. It's going down. All right, in the pods, Brad plans to bring Midwest Nice back to dating. I'm looking for a best friend, someone who's easy to talk to and nice to me, he says. There have been some mean women over the years, and I'd like to try to avoid that. As a dentist, Brad has no interest in getting chewed up and spit out by a girl with a nasty bite. All the pod's sweeties better brace themselves because Brad does have some mean moves. He once won $10,000 doing a freestyle dance competition in Miami Beach. Do you think his routine involved flossing? Okay, that was cute. All right, so Brad, he likes to hit the dance floor too. So this is the second guy that has put an emphasis on dancing. And it seems like if anybody's willing to enter a freestyle dance competition, that they're just like fun loving and just want to have a good time. So, that says a lot about him and his personality. Also, with him being 35, I would like to say, and I would like to assume that he's really going to take this serious. I'm wishing Brad, what's his name? Brad. Yeah, Brad. Wishing Brad the best of luck. And like I said, the fashion. Is this how they dress? Did I already ask that? Is that how? All right, let's move on. This is Brian. Brian is 30. He is one of the better dressed gentlemen so far. And okay, all right. Brian. He is a Cancer, and he's a wine bar owner, all right? So Brian has been putting his business acumen to good use from a young age, opening up a wine bar during his senior year of college. Okay, that's impressive. Focusing on his career hasn't exactly helped him in the dating department, but now he's seeking a partner with whom he can share bottles of his favorite vintage and help him nail down a better work-life balance. Despite his discerning palate, you won't find any wine stains on his teeth. I get complimented all the time. I get complimented on my smile a lot, he says. Hopefully he'll match with a woman that also takes care of her pearly whites, as poor hygiene is a deal breaker. Okay, I agree with that. Hopefully he finds somebody really nice. I wonder what the dentist is going to say about his teeth, though. Be like, hey, look at my teeth. And the dentist's like, well, actually, you got a cavity. That'd be kind of funny. All right, anyways. Moving along. We have Daniel. Daniel looks like he's short. I would give him, like, all the other guys look like they're pretty tall, but Daniel looks like he's about 5'8", 5'9". This is just me just looking at his picture, and I haven't read anything on his bio, but he looks pretty short. I do not like what he has on either. At all. It's just too much going on, Daniel. But all right, he's 30. He's a sales account executive, and he's a Taurus. This former Gerber baby model is all grown up and ready to find a partner he can go gaga over. With his parents' long-lasting marriage as an inspiration for his own future love story, Daniel is intent on building a family with a woman who appreciates his sensitive side. He's hoping that she'll love him and his tendency to put his foot in his mouth unconditionally. Okay? Though he doesn't always think before he speaks, which he's worried might get him into trouble in the pods, his openness and willingness to ask for help are the qualities Daniel's most proud of developing. Okay, so just reading this and the fact that he says that he puts his foot in his mouth and he doesn't think before he speaks, that just kind of, to me, I hope he doesn't say things that are mean. Okay, so because a lot of people that don't think before they speak are kind of rude, and we've had enough rude people on the show. Okay, we've had our fair share. So hopefully it's not like a rude thing. Maybe it's just like a like what he says is kind of like silly or something like that. Maybe we could hope, but that kind of worries me. That worries me. And then the fact that he said he doesn't think before he speaks, but he's also sensitive. Like, are we gonna get another Hannah? Like, you can't. Like, don't be rude, and you can't be rude and sensitive. You got to pick a struggle, okay? So we're just going to keep an eye out for Daniel with this. And like I said, I don't like what he has on, but I'm not on the show. All right, moving on to our next castmate. This is David. David, do they have a stylist, or do they tell them to just wear your best and just come as you are? Because I'm really struggling. Like, because they're struggling. I'm not struggling. They are struggling. Like, Jesus. Okay, so working in the medical aesthetics industry, David is used to concentrating on people's looks, but his biggest turnoff is superficiality. That and too much Botox. Okay? Now he's eager to approach dating in a totally new way and prioritize shared interests and values over physical appearance. Okay. Though he sometimes struggles to express his feelings, Dave is prepared to get real with a partner who shares his social stamina, but has a different enough personality to keep him curious. If he finds a woman who can deck the halls with all 40 of his cousins every Christmas Eve, she might just be the one. But anyone who wins David's heart must first get a stamp of approval from the two most important people in his life, his dad and his sister. Having 40 cousins, though, and y'all get together every Christmas Eve, okay, so that sounds like you're family oriented and you really like to hang around your family, but 40, that's a lot. That's a lot. So I guess who he gets with does have to have a really good social stamina. And then he says they must get approval from his dad and his sister, which are the two most important people in his life. And so I'm immediately asking, like, where's your mom? Like, why? Like, where's your mom? Hopefully it's nothing crazy, but that's definitely like a question that I want to ask. Like, where's your mama in all this? Devin, our first black man. I'm not trying to make this a race thing, but are there any black people in Minneapolis? Obviously, there's one. David, right here. I mean, not David. What's his name? Devin. There's one we know of for sure. Devin. But are there not a whole lot of? Is a question I have. Like I said, I know nothing about Minneapolis, so please, like, educate me. Drop down in the comments and let me know what it's like to be in Minneapolis. I've really never even been on that side of the world, if you want me to be honest. I'm East Coast. East Coast in the north. Because I was raised in Mississippi, but born in Michigan. So, yeah. All right, so we have Devin. Devin. We have Devin. He's nice looking. He's nice looking. Okay, I like the red. The Jordans. Okay. His style's a little bit better than most. So, Devin is 29. And he's a youth director / coach. Okay, I wonder if he coaches basketball. Let's see. He's a Pisces. Sneakerhead Devin built his own basketball training business and mentoring program. I promise you, I did not read this before I said what I said. So anyways, he built his own basketball training business and mentoring programs to help kids reach their goals. He's not on the court as a high school coach. When he's not on the court as a high school coach, he opts to forego the bar scene to stay in and cook up delicious dishes. Devin is hoping this experiment will help him accomplish one of his own greatest ambitions. One of his own greatest ambitions, meeting a woman who supports him from the sidelines during big game and in the kitchen every night as his sous chef. I would love to just be at home listening to music, partying, and dancing, he says, and then cooking together before enjoying a meal. I love that. One of the things that my husband and I do, which we don't cook together because I cook a lot more than he does, but him just kind of being in the kitchen and being around me as I'm preparing a meal, to me is very intimate and just very, it's a good way to spend quality time. We kind of talk about our day and things like that. So I really like that. That's really cute. So hopefully he finds somebody. So me guessing that he plays basketball, just by the looks was just lucky. Or can I tell the future? Am I a charmed one? We have Hugo. He's also black, so shout out to my black man. All right. Hugo. He got the monochromatic going on. All right. All right, Hugo's 30. He's in marketing and he's a Pisces. It's not unusual for Hugo to take long, last-minute road trips to try a new restaurant in another state on a random Friday night. No wonder he describes his experience dating in Minneapolis as repetitive and mundane. A down-to-earth woman with the same spontaneous spirit will make the perfect co-pilot on these frequent, unplanned joyrides. But Hugo is searching for a future wife who also doesn't mind if he sometimes rides solo. One thing I'm not willing to sacrifice for love would be my alone time, he says. I do need some space every now and then. But after 4 years of the single life, he's ready to make room for a partner who shares his goals and values. I don't mind that. I definitely agree. You do need your alone time. I'm not mad at Hugo. I don't like all these shades of gray, but his bio seems okay. Joey. All right, so Joe. What's that green on his shoe? Is the green on the shoe matching the green on his arm? And what's this on the shirt? And why we got on a blue shirt? Is that a Hawaiian shirt? Is this Jeremy cousin? Jesus, come on now, Joey. Oh man, the fashion is, and I'm not like a fashion person, but my word, All right, so Joey is 35. He's a physician associate. Always a groomsman, but never the groom. Joey was in 11 weddings last year. My goodness, you have a lot of friends. 11? Whew. All right, anyways, ideally, he will find someone who's handy with a needle and thread since he ripped his pants on the dance floor at 6 of those 11 weddings. I like that. That means you like to go out and have a good time. I do like that. Hopefully, he's not obnoxious with it. He just kind of likes to, dance and stuff, but I do like the fact that he doesn't mind getting on the dance floor at a wedding. Joey's entering the pods in hopes that it will finally be his turn to say I do. If he forms a relationship with someone who is empathetic and family oriented, then Joey won't have any problem making compromises. Everyone's got healthy boundaries, so as long as we discuss and don't cross them, there won't be anything I can't sacrifice. But there is one thing Joey won't tolerate from his partner. If they give me a wet willy, I'm not going to be happy, he shares. That is my pet peeve, and everybody knows it. Who in their adult life is giving wet willies is what I want to know. Like, what grown person is doing wet willies? I don't know. I haven't given a wet. I don't think I've ever given a wet willy, but for sure not in my adult life because I don't want to be that close to your bodily like stuff. Mason. Are black jeans a thing in Minneapolis? Are black jeans a thing in this Navy? Black jeans and Navy. Is that what we do in Minneapolis? All right, so here we go, Mason. He's handsome. He's cute. He's a cinematographer. He's 33 and a Taurus. Mason is used to relying on his visual instincts as a cinematographer, but now he's coming out from behind the camera to switch up things for love. His biggest accomplishment is making a living in a creative career he loves, and he's looking for the same passion and drive in a potential partner. A skater girl would be particularly rad as Mason shreds whenever he gets the chance, even sneaking in skating sessions before work. In fact, he's so committed to the sport, he once went through an entire workday with a broken foot. While he may be tough on the ramp, Mason says his friends and family would beg to differ, lovingly describing him as a big softy. Okay, so Mason is a cinematographer and he likes to skate. That's pretty cool. All right. I don't really have much to say about him. Mo. Oh, Mo. I loved everything till I got to the socks and the shoes. Jesus. Maybe if the pants were just a little bit longer. Like you have them rolled up. Maybe if we unrolled them and they were a little bit more tapered. Jesus. So Mo is 35. He's a property manager. And he's a Capricorn. Property manager. What property are we managing? Like, are we at an apartment complex? Do we have like our own like houses or something like that? Like, what properties are we managing? All right, so anyways, Mo was born in the Bronx before moving to Senegal and returning to the United States before he turned 10. That's pretty cool. Mo learned English as his third language. Okay, so after a year and a half of single life in the city that sometimes feels way too small, he is hitting the pause to see if he's also fluent in the language of love. His greatest accomplishment is becoming the first in his family to graduate college, but the learning didn't stop there. That's pretty cool. I was the first in my family to graduate college too, so that's pretty cool. Mo says he experienced significant personal growth throughout his 20s, especially when it comes to communication. Now, funny and outgoing Mo hopes to connect with his forever person, someone trustworthy who embraces his big heart and resilient spirit. That's pretty cool. I like the fact that he knows 2 other languages. If I were in the pods, I'd have to say, you talk to me in a different language. Just what is it? Serenade me in a different language. Let me hear what you got to say in a different language, okay? So hopefully he's not lying when he says that because I will chat GPT what you say to me. So Scott is a project manager. He's a Sagittarius. I haven't seen any Virgos on here. I'm a Virgo. And I know like kind of there's been a lot of Virgos in the seasons before, but there hasn't been a Virgo yet, so maybe after 10 they said we tired of y'all, we're gonna have to give the Virgos a break. Anyway, so Scott is a project manager. He's 34 and he's a Sagittarius. Like any good Midwestern boy, Scott is extremely close with his friends and family. But for the first time, he's ready to make connections based on his own instincts instead of what others may think. Described by those who know him as a golden retriever, Scott may struggle a bit with long dates lounging in the pods. I do not sit still very well, he says. I enjoy taking in a football game on the couch, but after that I need to get up and run off my energy. Still, that doesn't mean a stimulating conversation with a girl that's well-read won't get his tail wagging. Okay, they just did too much on that. He's older though. He's 34, so that's pretty interesting. I've noticed that they have quite a few older men on this season. Like they said, the youngest was 26, but after that, I think it's like 29 and up. I'm kind of going back and scanning. Yeah, like everybody's pretty much in their 30s and up. So that makes me very hopeful, like I said before, that this cast will take things a little bit more serious, and we don't have people on here who are just trying to, do it for the fame and for the money. I don't know. That's hopeful me. I have heard that there is a little bit of drama already and the show hasn't even aired, but it hasn't fallen on my For You page, so I guess I'm staying on the right side of social media because I haven't seen anything. I've only seen it or heard about it in kind of like the Facebook groups that I'm in, but I kind of swipe real fast so I don't get influenced by it. Anyways, I think this is the last fellow we have here, and his name is Tom. And Tom, he looks like he's from Texas, not from Minneapolis. Like with the big belt buckle. I feel like I could picture Tom like as a wrestler. I could picture him on WWE. He just gives me, like, when they're going and right before they're doing like their interview before they're going out on the ring, like that's what Tom gives. Tom gives me WWE. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the hair and the beard, but yeah, he gives me wrestler. He gives me wrestler vibes. 38. Oh, Tom on up there. So Tom is a management consultant. He's a Scorpio. Born in Brazil and raised in Minnesota. Huh. How long did you live in Brazil? And how did you end up in Minnesota? Tom is a self-described fitness fanatic. See? Who doesn't take rest days. I work out when I go on vacation and I'm pretty focused on my diet, he says. Now, Tom's ready to show the same level of commitment to a life partner. While he's slightly nervous about how fast a relationship could develop in the pods, he's excited about the unplugged dating exercise. But if Tom ends up falling for someone who's always glued to the phone after the pods, his number one ick, it could become a sticky situation. Okay, so the thing about Tom that kind of gets me is that he's older. So that means that he's kind of stuck in his ways, right? And is he willing to compromise with a woman who may like fitness but not like it to the level that he likes it? And if she doesn't like it at that level, are you going to criticize? Because there can be people who are into fitness and who likes to diet, and like on a cheat day, if I decide to eat like ice cream, are you going to look at me with the ick? Or are you going to be okay with that? And then working out on vacation, I don't do that. But I mean, is it working out on vacation to where it takes away from what you're doing? Or is it working out on vacation like you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning before everybody else gets up, you do what you need to do, and then you're 100% locked in on what's going on? Those are the questions I would have to ask Tom. All right, so that's all of the guys, and those my first impressions. I'm really excited to see, how this goes. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, but they're not all lookers, so I'm really, really excited to see who proposes and the reactions of the other person who said yes to like their physical appearance. I guess Netflix and the creators of the show listened to the people, and they got them people who were just not like Instagram models and things like that. Did they get all these people from Instagram? That's another question I would want to know. Or did all these people apply to be on this show? With them being older, I would assume that a lot of them probably applied to be on this show. So anyways, y'all, I'm going to cut this video right here and do a separate video for the women. I don't want this video to be too long. So if you enjoyed what I had to say today, please give me a big thumbs up. Also, like, comment, subscribe to my channel, y'all. And don't forget to tell somebody else to come on over and enjoy Lovey with Nee. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Yeah, yeah, yeah.